Whether you own a car or a truck, your following oil change is fast approaching. And as students, our budget are somewhat limited. But that doesn't mean we need to get low quality, time consuming oil changes. When changing your oil is a relatively straightforward process. So today I want to share with you the 3 steps in changing your oil. All you need to remember is pick, subtract, and add. So let us start with the first step towards changing your oil. You will need to get some oil. You will also need to get an oil filter. To get the specific oil and oil filter for your car, you can check your owner's manual to verify the oil capacity, oil viscosity, and oil filter. You can also ask an employer from the store where you buy your oil or oil filter. You can expect to pay anywhere from $30 to $60. My personal favorite oil and oil filters are from AMSOIL. You could also get better prices at your local Walmart. Some tools you will need. You will need a portable vehicle ram set. Use rams that are rated for the weight of your vehicle. Many manufacturers will stamp the weight of the vehicle on a plate located on the driver's side frame door. You will need some wheel chocks, a tool set, an oil filter wrench, an oil drain pan, and an oil funnel. Some stores where you can find these materials and parts are at Harbor Freight, AutoZone, O'Reilly, Walmart, and AMSOIL. Now that you have all these supplies, you will need to remove the oil from the vehicle. So you will first need to jack the vehicle up. You will align the rams to the wheels. You will then drive slowly up them. Once you're at the top, you will then put your emergency parking brake and put your car in park. You will then put your wheel chocks in the back wheel. The next step will be unplug it and drain it. First, you will find the oil drain plug bolt. It should be located in the oil pan under the engine. Step 2, you will place the oil drain pan so the oil will drain into it without getting all over the ground, otherwise making a mess. You will then remove the drain plug by loosening it counterclockwise with the proper wrench found in your tool set. And finally, allow the engine to drain for 3 minutes or so, or until the oil flow has slowed down to a trickle. Then is off with the oil filter. The first step to off with the oil filter will be find the oil filter. It's a softball-sized cylindrical component screwed into the engine. It could also look like this, which is located on the top of the engine. The next step will be using the oil filter wrench. Loosen the oil filter by twisting counterclockwise. And before installing your new oil filter, be sure to verify that the old gasket from the old oil filter is not left behind. You will need to then drain plug in and filter on. The first step is grab your drain plug bolt and tighten it by turning it clockwise, putting some effort into it. You will then take your new oil filter and apply a light coating of oil around the oil gasket, like that. Fill the oil filter halfway if possible. If not, it's okay. Step 3. The same rules apply when installing the filter. Don't screw too hard, but instead turn it clockwise and let it hand tight and just a tiny bit more. After you have drained the oil from the car, you are now ready to add the new oil into the car or truck. The first step into adding the oil is open the hood. There's 2 ways to open the hood. The lever might be located there, or it could also be located under the driver's side dash below. Step 2, remove the oil cap, which should have an oil can symbol on it. The oil can symbol should look like that. And the final step of adding the oil is using a funnel. Fill the engine with the oil that was recommended by the owner's manual or by the employer of the store where you bought the oil. Now check the oil level before you're turning on the car. After waiting a few minutes for the oil to settle down into the oil pan, use the dipstick to verify that the oil is at the proper level. These are some marks your car might have, telling you if you should add more oil or not. Finally, start the vehicle and let it idle till it warms up. And after a while, check for leakage around the vehicle oil drain plug and oil filter. If it does have a leak, it should look like this if the leak is in the oil drain plug bolt. If it has a leak in the oil filter, it should look like that. So next time your oil light turns on, just remember, pick, subtract, and add. And with a little time and effort, you too can change your oil.